Hi, this is the Market Doll Queen, and today we're going to discuss Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands are a volatility indicator, and we like to use a lot of different indicators to help us make better trading decisions. And as you can see right now, I am in my Thinkorswim program, and I have removed all my studies from my chart. Right now, we are looking at UGAS from last week, and I'm going to go ahead and add the Bollinger Bands to my chart. We go up here to the right-hand side, we click on that, and then we go to Studies. Now, Studies, we're going to go to Add Studies. Studies, this study here, the Bollinger Bands, is a volatility study. So we're going to go ahead and go down here. You could also go by the alphabet if you wanted under B's, or however they got it listed in many different ways. So right here, we're going to go up here to the Bollinger Bands, and we're going to click on this, and we're going to apply it to our charts. And right now, here we are with our Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands couldn't be more simple. There's 3 bands. The center band is the 20 trading periods, simple moving average. And then the top and bottom bands are 2 deviations away from the median share price. So if the middle band is the median share price over 20 trading periods, then the outer bands are 2 deviations away from the share price. And Bollinger Bands just like to wrap themselves around the share price. 95% of the time, they enclose the share price, especially when the share price can be volatile. It can be all over the place. It could be up and down. As you can see with UGAS right here, it's up and down and it's all over the place. Without the Bollinger Bands, it's kind of hard to decide where you want to enter and exit into a trade to get the best entries and the best exits so you can lock in the best gains. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to cover a couple of different ways that you can use these Bollinger Bands to help you gauge a better entry and a better exit. I want you to lock in gains so we can grow that account. So right now, usually the share price bounces in between the top and the bottom Bollinger Bands. When the Bollinger Bands come together, it's a volatility squeeze. It means that it's tightening up. If we go ahead and let's go ahead and open this up a little bit and blow it up. This is when the bands, the top and the bottom bands are starting to contract. They're starting to converge together. That means the volatility of the actual share price is starting to slow down, and you can see that remains to be true. Now, right here, this is a great example of a volatility squeeze between the Bollinger Bands. You can see that the share price pretty much stays around the median range, bouncing up and down in between these 2 Bollinger Bands. Now, some traders like to use the Bollinger Bands as a way to gauge when to make the best entry, and they like to look for breakouts and breakdowns. Now, right here, this is a breakdown out of a Bollinger Band. It's coming down out of the bottom of the Bollinger Band. You can see that the median share price is starting to turn down also. Now, the top band is moving away, which means there's a little bit more volatility, but not much. It's kind of going sideways right here. And this one is dropping and that one is dropping. And so that's pointing to you that this is going into a downtrend. And that's what you follow along as each tick goes on. No matter if it's by the day, by the minute, by the week, by the month, however you're looking at your chart. This is how we look at the Bollinger Bands. Let's go ahead and blow this back up again. So if we're looking at this, some traders like to look for the candles that break out above the Bollinger Bands as a signal that something big is about to happen. Now, unfortunately, we don't know which direction something big is about to happen. So if we were to go ahead and blow this up right here, just this section alone. Now the Bollinger Bands are coming out of a squeeze. You see that right there? And now they're starting to spread apart. And we have the candles completely above the Bollinger Band. So this is a good signal of an uptrend. And you see that. This is going down. That means volatility is increasing, momentum is increasing, and interest is increasing. Also, the median right here is starting to climb. Now, this might be a good place that you might consider that this is something you want to be looking at. Let's go ahead and squeeze her back down into something normal that we can see. Now, as you're looking here, the Bollinger Bands are definitely going further apart right here. They're further apart. Each tick is further apart till about right here. Now, this is where the Bollinger Bands come in to help you. I'm going to start calling them BBs because it's starting to twist up my tongue. So this is when the BBs start to help you. The BBs, the bottom BB right here, is starting to flatten out, starting to turn. That means the volatility is starting to decrease. And it's going to start to climb up and start to come closer and closer to the median Bollinger Band right there. That means that with the volatility decreasing, it means the share price is more than likely going to start to go into a chop zone. And you can see it right here. It starts to go a little sideways, a little choppy, and the two bands contract until they squeeze. And here we go. We're in a nice squeeze right there. And this candle right here tells me we're right in the middle, smack dab in the middle of the median. This one here busted up above the top Bollinger Band. Means something big is about to happen. And then the red candles are giving me indications that something bad is about to happen. And then it gives it to me right there. It shows me right here, and we're starting to drop, and it drops, and then it breaks below the bottom Bollinger Band. Now, a trader might consider this a good place to enter into a trade. Like I said, you want to look for the candles that break above and below the outer Bollinger Bands, the outer BBs. So this one here, a trader might consider this a good entry, and then they would ride it up and keep on riding. And you can see that it's riding the top Bollinger Band, and that's a good upward trend right here. Even the other Bollinger Band is following along, right along with the median right there. So this is an excellent trade. And this also helps you gauge how long you can stay into a trade to get the maximum amount of gains out of it. So we're riding this trade all the way up. And here we go. We got our first signal that something is about to change. We're busted out way up above that upper Bollinger Band. Way. But the other one is contracting up with it. So we're starting to come into a squeeze. And this red candle right here tells me that something big is about to happen, and sure enough it does. It goes ahead and comes on back down. So the trader that thought that this was a good place to enter would then want to exit right up here. This is your good exit. Excellent gains to be locked in right there. And then you would see it go ahead and knock on down. And then there's another candle that busted out through the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Another good entry. So we're in here. You can go ahead and ride this, and you can see as it bounces, it's getting higher lows up above the relative nature of the BB right there. And as the top Bollinger Band comes down, you can see the two are starting to contract again, which means we're starting to lose volatility, and it's starting to squeeze back down into a sideways channel. And you could see it in play right there. Now, this works for any ticker that you would like to see. Here is AMD. You can go ahead and blow this stuff up right there. There's a good one. So here's a nice squeeze. You can see the volatility squeeze between the two Bollinger Bands. And then right here, we busted out below it. It's a good sign something big is about to happen. But it came into some chop, and then it really came down low. And it's a nice green candle, so that'd be a good entry right there. And then you would ride it up. Watch how it rides that top upper Bollinger Band right there. And there's your good place. And that one catches your eye. It's a red. It's got a long wick, and the candle is right up underneath that BB right there. You could go ahead and sell there and lock in gains, or you could keep on riding it because it does stay above the median of the BBs. You see that right there. All these candles are staying above the median range, and that helps you stay in the trade longer. Now, it did dip below it, but it stayed within the range of the BB bands right there, the Bollinger Bands. So as we're in this, as you can see, if you got in here, you are still riding these bands on up. Even with this dip, you would still continue to ride this up, way up, until we get to here. And the reason I pick here is because you can see this bottom Bollinger Band takes a sharp upturn. Sharp because it's telling you that's a great indicator that stuff is seriously about to change. It's about to dry up. And as you can see, the share price just starts going choppy and sideways, and then just bounces in between the two bands. Boom, 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 and just goes sideways. If we go somewhere else, say IGT last week, it did some amazing things. There's a lot of squeeze right there. And then boom, right here, this big gap. That shows you a lot of volatility going on here. The bands are very far apart, very far away from the median. The candles are up above the Bollinger Band. That's a great indication of a serious uptrend right there. This Bollinger Bands, I tell you what, you can use this in conjunction with your other indicators. Go ahead and use it with your MACD, with your RSI, and see if this doesn't help you gauge better entries and exits, help you make better gains. After all, that's the name of this game, isn't it? So if we were to look at Bed Bath & Beyond, this was quite a mover last week. And some traders would like to use the Bollinger Bands as a place to just bounce in between the bands, buying low and selling high. So if you were to buy, say you bought right here, you bought low, you would go ahead and ride this Bollinger Band, go and ride these candles, and then you'd sell up here. As it from this band to this band, from this band to this band, and this one here you could actually keep on riding up. From this band to this band, chop sideways. From this band, as you can see, it just keeps on going back and forth and back and forth. This is your basic buy low, sell high, rinse, repeat kind of trading strategy using the Bollinger Bands. Now, if you want to go ahead and investigate the Bollinger Bands, even in complete in-depth, you're more than welcome to go to bollingerbands.com from the actual man who developed the BB system himself. He's got many videos and all the strategies, and he'll cover it in way more depth than I did right here. This is just a basic give ya for your information to add to my video series. I hope this helped you add to your indicator list, and hopefully this will help you become a better trader. I know I learned a couple of things today, and I'll see you on the next video. Mm.